Previously on Mike in the Night. To watch this entire show in its full entirety, go ahead down below and click on the link. Cover to cover inflation. They're always looking for something to cover up inflation or to cover up inflation. They've been doing it for years. So let's go to the channel time machine real quick here. And let's go to our channel here. And let's type in what we got for gas. Let's see what we got for gas prices. Type in gas. So, people 3 years ago were leaving the country to buy cheaper gas. Gas prices high, $1.65 per liter. That's 2 years ago. So we're getting back to pre-COVID numbers. So $1.65 per liter is what we're reaching now. And this is before COVID because this video is from 2+ years ago, 2.5 years ago. So this is a lot to see. $3 for gas. I'm just trying to think what we have here for gasoline. Someone siphoned half a tank of gas off me 4 years ago, but there it is in the $20 gas gets you nothing, and that's from 3 years. So this was already gas prices out of control 4 years ago. So this is not something that we've been talking about last week because Joe Rogan said so. We've been talking about this for years, not because Joe Rogan had a guest that said that. It's because we've been talking about it. And that's why I'll be bringing up the channel time machine a lot more often to make ourselves clear here that we're not bandwagoning or trying to live off someone else's word, right? Sounds like a good Bon Jovi song. Anyway, so Canada gas prices reach record territory. So we're reaching territories to pre-COVID, to where it was. The average price of liter reaches all-time high in Canada. Experts warn that Canadians will continue to pay steep prices at the pump at Russia's attack in Ukraine puts even greater pressure on the oil market. So, like I said, put your money where your mouth is. If you feel you know the trends, you feel you understand where things are headed, put some money on oil. I've been putting money on oil since November of last year. You know what I'm saying? Slowly, nothing. I've mentioned it in quite a few videos I've made with you guys, so it's no secret, right? Told of Ukraine move in advance, They asked Russia to wait until the Olympics ended, says sources. The closing Olympics ceremony was held on February 20. Oh, that's over? I don't even know about anything about this Olympic. I don't even care for the last 5 Olympics. But okay, it's over. So you heard it here, folks, guys, on Mike in the Night. The Olympics in Beijing are over. I just heard of it now. And the Russian invasion of Ukraine started at the dawn of February 24. It is unclear whether the exchange took place in direct conversation between Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin or through other senior channels, sources say. There it is right there. There it is. So a lot of people, hiya, pal, in the back end discussions that are happening. Inflation, food shortages, and the ongoing energy crisis are all coinciding with escalating war. Again, this is a great article here by Natural News. Who wrote this? Ethan Huff, of course, wrote this. And let me tell you why it's a good article. It's because they've been trying to hide inflation for so long. They've been trying to hide inflation. Canada's inflation is double and triple digit inflation in our housing. Now the food's catching up. Now the gas is catching up. And now to save us from all this, they're going to have to turn the lights out because of global warming. So they're going to find ways to shit on us is what they're going to do. And they're going to keep going forward with it. And they're going to find ways to destroy our livelihoods and everything that we built. All right. Royal Bank and TD raise prime rates after Bank of Canada hike. Again, I was chewed out, 5-6 months ago, when I was making videos about, the interest rates need to go up to hedge against or curb against inflation, or whatever way you want to put it, or fancy way you want to put it. And I got my butt kicked quite a bit from a lot of people, say they will never do that to the people, and people will, give this and that. And we were reporting on here 3-4 years ago about how people in Canada couldn't afford a $200 a month increase in anything. They'll end up homeless. And this is pre-COVID. This is pre-COVID. This is not 2 weeks ago. This is pre-COVID. So people need to get their ducks in order here. There's $200. We'll put $200 right here. There we go. Let's go full screen there so you know we're not making this stuff up. Here it is. 46% of Canadians $200 or less away from financial insolvency. The number of Canadians who are $200 or less away from financial insolvency at month end has jumped 46% from 40%. This is before COVID. This is 3 years ago. We were already experiencing this. So they blamed this on COVID, and then they're going to blame the war, and they're going to go into climate change, and then it's going to be a cluster, just a cluster mess of all kinds of stuff. And with Russia already announcing that it doesn't want any other currencies but its own, Argentina did that 3 years ago. If you guys remember, we reported on it on the channel, that people in Argentina weren't allowed to convert their measly peso into US dollars anymore. So a lot of people from Argentina that live close to Brazil's borders, they would go to Portuguese America, convert their Argentinian peso into US dollars in Brazil. But some people were coming back from Brazil into Argentina, and their US dollars were confiscated. So that's what happens when people have no confidence in their governments, is you see a runoff on the monetary system, and you also see bank runs and people not supporting their own currency, right? So people are losing faith in their own currency.
Wow. And as I said before, why believe the what am I call it, the mainstream media? These people are telling us COVID this, COVID the other, numbers here, left, right, and center, and now I should believe what they tell me about the war.
Exactly. Thank you, Mike. That's exactly what you're like. What do we like? So that's why I'm neutral on this one, because everyone's pro one side, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not joining that side yet until we start getting really because it takes a while for facts to start to resonate, right?
Yes. Okay. I admit there's a war. The Russians fighting against Ukraine for whatever reason.
Right. We're not doubting that.
No question. I don't doubt there's war. I don't doubt there are firefights. I don't doubt bombing, this and that and the other. And people are hurt, suffering, and all the shit that comes with a war.
Right.
But the rest, big question mark.
Well, what I'm seeing, again, I kind of don't, I don't like to feed into it. Maybe I should go into the part where I've been doing this other research. And what I did was because I did before this, this news, because we've said this about their stories. They pick up on people that actually know what, as a real story. So they'll take our stories and they'll run off on it. So I just want to point out, I said the Armageddon thing. So, right. And then all of a sudden, they bombard us with this. They posting pictures of, this is going to happen. Okay, I just want to point out, though, that I do think that they're going to do they keep saying false flag. I think that America is going to do what they did in 9/11, and they're going to attack America again.
But anyway, with this, what's going on in Ukraine right now, I've been watching things and events over in that neck of the woods for a long time. I've been following everything and really trying to understand what's going on. And I can't believe the propaganda is so thick right now on the Ukraine-Russia that it's even worse than COVID.
And they're basically talking about what we're talking about, but I think YouTube is being very selective on who they want to be the leaders to bring out the bad news to the public.
Oh, extremely selective. You either have to be in with the guys, right? You've made a backroom deal somewhere and you're going to give selective news out, or there's the people that like self-censor all of their words. And I've never been that kind of person, Mike. Like I can't, I
know
it just seems silly. I can't do that.
Well, let me, but what it's really concerning is, what's really concerning me, Fringe, the last couple of days, it's been keeping me up, is how everybody's one-sided on this agenda, and I'm really concerned.
Oh, with everything that just started going down?
In Ukraine.
Or are we talking about, yeah.
I'm really concerned because I've never seen everybody on the one side like that ever.
Oh, it's amazing. I'm sorry to all the truthers that were really hoping that our fake alien invasion card would finally get pulled, but that was put on the back burner. If anything can rally multiple countries and people to get on the same page, it's war, and that's what we're doing. And I don't think that I'm crazy. I didn't get to listen to most of this stream, but I don't think that I'm crazy for doing that. Most people months ago were letting me know that there's stuff going on with Ukraine and Russia. And I'm just kind of like, I'm not worried about it yet. I'm not worried about it yet, because that's been the thing since my grandparents were like in high school, right? Is always Russia something.